Hey, this is Dr. Ernst, host of the AskDrErnst Show, and I have a question for you. Do you find that often you are anxious, bloated, maybe a little depressed? Perhaps your hair's been falling out, or your cholesterol's high, or your blood sugar's high. Maybe you have back pain, neck pain, joint pain, or palpitations, skin issues, difficulty losing weight, trouble focusing, hormone issues, fatigue, depression, anxiety, insomnia. All of these are symptoms of what is known as a thyroid metabolic disorder. That doesn't mean hypothyroid. It doesn't mean diagnosed. It just means you might fall in the 90% group of people who have these symptoms and their doctors say, your thyroid is fine, but yet it might not be. If you'd like to learn how to destroy these symptoms and have vibrance, life, energy, and vitality, download my free ebook, Thyroid, Heal Thyself, by texting your name and your email to 704-906-2094. 704-906-2094. It's completely free today.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Hey, you're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. My name is Dr. Aaron Ernst, and it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems when you become your own doctor. And listen, every single week, guys, we have been bringing information to you about self-healing, about holistic natural care, about doctoring yourself, about sticking it to the MD, a good way to be the purveyor of your health. And listen, you can be in control. You can monitor this and manage this and actually be a healer. Okay, it's not that complicated. All you have to do is recognize that the number one step in this process called heal thyself is to be educated, to learn, and to know more about what you need to do so that you can take the responsibility away from the big pharma, insurance companies, your medical doctor. Am I saying you should never go to a medical doctor ever again? No, I'm certainly not saying that. What I am saying is, however, ready for this? You should not rely on them. So many times people say stuff to me like, when my doctor said my labs are good, so I'm good. My doctor says I should take this, so I take it. My doctor says I should jump off a cliff, so I jumped off a cliff, and then I broke my leg, and then I went to the ER, and they said I should wear a cast. Like, do you get it? You don't have to do what your doctor says. You should follow health advice, and you need an advisor. But in the same fashion that we recommend people plan for the future, I mean, heck, what are the shows that were on for hours before mine today? Financial planning, real estate investments, etc. So Saturdays on WBT is self-learning day. How do I become a better human being? How do I become a better investor? How do I become better at my health? And today what I want to talk to you about is a continuation of our series of why am I so fat, sick, and tired? And today it has to do with, are you toxic? Do you have too many toxins floating around inside your blood, your body, your joints, your skin, causing you to gain weight and be tired and fatigued? Last week, we discussed how leaky gut could make you fat, sick, and tired. The week before that, we discussed how it might be a metabolic, underdiagnosed autoimmune condition where the thyroid is involved. And all these last 2 weeks, we've been giving away, I know it says thyroid, but that's because, again, guys, the number one reason you're not happy with your weight and your energy and whatnot is because your thyroid's not working to its fullest capacity. So are we giving away ebooks? Yes, they're free. Are they including diets and, supplements and everything? Yes. Is it 100,000% free for you to do this? Yes. All you have to do is give us your name and your email and the word health or thyroid, or last week I said, help, my life is falling apart and I need help. And there were people texting in on that. Just send us the word thyroid, the word health, or the word help to 704-906-2094. Again, 704-906-2094. And what it will do is it will automatically send to you, ready for this, a email, a thank you, a welcome, an ebook, and an invitation to a live event I'm hosting in just the matter of a week or so. Saturday, April 13th. I know, right? Like, it's nuts. We're already into April and it's already Saturdays. We are hosting a mega live event. I've already got over 300 people confirmed attending this online live event where I'm going to teach you how to heal yourself. Can you join us? Yes. Pick up the phone and take action. 704-906-2094. Call it, leave a voicemail with your info, text it if you don't want to talk to a human being, and we'll get you registered. The ebook is yours for free. The masterclass is free. So in a continuation of our topic, why am I so fat, sick, and tired? Today we're going to talk about the concept of how toxins make you fat. Toxins make you tired, and toxins make you sick. And here's a brief sort of overview of where these things come from. All right. Number one, the air you breathe. Listen to this. Particulate matter right now, right? What's the biggest toxin? Pollen. There's nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and volatile organic compounds. These are things that we just find in the air. Vehicle emissions, industrial facilities, power plants, and even local wildfire. How many of you remember a couple weeks ago when the Charlotte Fire Department had a controlled burn? They were, I think, doing some sort of forest control in one of the neighboring parks. And you look around and you're like, wow, it smells like smoke. It looks like smoke. It is smoke. And I'm inhaling these particles. That's toxins in the air. Water. Okay, look, I'm only going to go so deep into this. The Environmental Working Group has a brilliant website called ewg.org, tap water database. You can actually search this thing. Just go to Google, EWG tap water database, and you're going to have your mind blown when you type in your zip code and you see how many toxins are in your water. We are live, so let's do this live time. Ready? EWG tap water database. And let's pick a local Charlotte zip code, 28210. All right, so let's see. What does this say? It says sign up for a free guide, which I do not want. You'll get it too. Okay, 28210. Here we go. Random zip code in the city of Charlotte. It says that there are 1,093,901 people viewed or served by that water, and that there are 12 contaminants that exceed the EWG guidelines. Now, if you scroll down, you can see these contaminants. Again, this is live, guys. I'm doing it with ewg.org, tap water database. It says the bromodichloromethane is 259 times higher. It was measured at 15.5 parts per billion. The guideline says 0.06. So do we have bromodichloromethane? Yep. What is it? It's the downstream effects of using bromide and chloride to clean the water. Watch this. Bromoform, which is a downstream bromide cleanser, 6.3 times higher. Chloroform, 73 times higher. Watch this one. Hexavalent chromium. Yikes, guys, if you know anything about this, that is the Erin Brockovich famous chemical that caused all these cancers in people, and she won this major lawsuit. It wasn't just a movie. It was legit, real, live. There is a lady. Her name is Erin Brockovich, and she still fights for your health. 3.3 times higher. How much chromium hexavalent was in the water? 0.0668 parts per billion. The allowable amount is 0.02. We're at 0.06 here in Charlotte, so that's 3.5. Do you see this? Oh my gosh, it just keeps going on. Haloacetic acid, 141 times. Dibromochloromethane, 122 times. Haloacetic acid, HAA9, 413 times. PFOAs, these are very dangerous, guys. They cause cancer, 17 times higher. Trihalomethanes, TTHMs, 400 times higher. And the trichloroacetic acids. Look, if you're on our live stream, I will do my best to post a photo at the end of the hour showing the results of the Charlotte water test from the Environmental Working Group. I just took a screenshot of it. I can't post live during the video because the camera is rolling, but you get the concept, right? Is there toxins in our air? Yes. Is it in our water? Yes. What about our soil? What about the fact if you go out for a nice walk on a warm weekend, barefoot, and you're walking on the grass? What are you walking on? Well, you're walking on pesticides and herbicides and fertilizers and all kinds of crud that's in our soil today. Soil toxins will persist for years, and we're still paying the price of us destroying our food years ago through various chemicals. We know they pose risks to cancers and mutations and birth defects. So we have this problem, right? The air is toxic, the water is toxic, the soil is toxic, your house is toxic. A lot of the toxins that we're exposed to today are found in what you have in your home. Plastic containers, cosmetic, cleaning agents, bleaches, furniture, which gives off a volatile compound. That new furniture smell is quite toxic. Bisphenol A is still found in stuff, even though it says BPA free, because if you didn't know this, there's a BPB, C, and D. So just because it's BPA free doesn't mean it's BP free. Bisphenols are very dangerous. Flame retardants are on your sofas and your carpets and your rugs. Listen to this one. If I can even pronounce it, polyfluoroalkyl substance, a PFAS, is the new nonstick, which is still toxic. So how do we get exposed to this stuff? Well, it's in our skin and our hair, and we eat it and we breathe it and we wash ourselves in it. And what does it do? It disrupts our hormones, which can lead to things like cancer, reproductive issues, heart disease, etc. I know, Debbie Downer, right? My intro didn't sound very good. Oh, woe is me. We live in a toxic world. Yes, What you have to do is understand what is the definition of a toxin. How do you identify your toxin? How do you get rid of it so you can get healthy? And there's our show for the day. That's fun, isn't it? So again, if you're looking for better health, a way out, and you want to lose weight fast, I mean, we're having patients do 50, 60 pounds in 5 or 6 months. We're having blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, sugars start to be knocked down to near normal or shockingly normal levels, to where some medical doctors are like, how the heck did you do this? And when our patients tell them, oh, I'm working with Dr. Ernst, it's, oh yeah, I know about him. Oh, you go see him, huh? Okay, well, now it makes sense. We'll just kind of close the door and just keep doing your exam now. So I get it, all right? We've been in practice here in Charlotte area for almost 17 years. It's going to come around. In fact, today of all days, while driving to the studio, I get a call from someone who says, I'm referred by this couple. They've been seeing you forever. I feel like I'm healthy, but I'm falling apart. I have a degeneration in my disc. My back is hurting. My knees are hurting. My feet are hurting. Everything's hurting. And I'm tired of medicating and I need some help. So these stories are real. These humans are real, just like you. You're a real living human being who's probably frustrated with the fact that you need to lose some weight and you can't, or you're just tired all the time. So here's the deal, guys. The environmental pollutions, they get into us because we either breathe them in or we bathe in them. So the volatile compounds, the flame retardants, the beauty products, you're either putting them on you or you're bathing in them. Hexavalent chromium is known to cause cancer, and it's in our water. How about this one? The other cancer-causing agents. Oh, let's see here. The HAA9, the haloacetic acids, 413 times higher in the Charlotte City water than should be allowed. 24.8 parts per billion detected. The guideline says 0.06 is the max. So you do the math on that, it's 413 times. Causes cancer. PFOAs, 17 times higher than normal. The allowable limit, 0.00, which means you should have zero of this stuff. The legal limit, according to the FDA, is 4, which is like you would die. And we found 0.119, which is 17 times higher than it should be. What do PFOAs cause? Cancer. Trihalomethanes, TTHMs, 400 times higher than normal. Our score was 60.0 parts per billion. EWG says 0.15. What does it cause? Cancer. Trichloroacetic acid, 39 times higher. This is, again, public database information, guys. EWG.org, tap water database. Type your zip code in. You'll find your city supply, and you'll find what was in the water. And we have another cancer-causing agent. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 known carcinogens in our water. So if you're thinking that your pure Brita whatever filter is removing that, good luck. Those filters remove chlorine and odor, but they're not removing hexavalent chromium. To do this properly, guys, you must work with a company called Greenfield Water. The reason we let them run commercials during our show is Greenfield Water, both Gary and Zach, the owners, know about the dangers of these chemicals, and they have built systems that are zeolite, bone char, heavy metal filtering systems, and you can get them for your house very inexpensive just simply by visiting greenfieldwater.com, but using the code AskDrErnst to get a discount. So the show is Ask Dr. Ernst, AskDrErnst, and the website for the filters is Greenfield Water. They are a partner. We recommend them. I use them personally in my house system because I don't want cancer-causing agents to be in my skin or my body, and I doubt you do too. All right, where do the agricultural pesticides come from? This is things like, again, pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, etc. And of course, they come from you eating non-organic food. So you might be saying like, oh, really, Dr. Ernst? Like, I thought that the debate was done. There's no difference between organic and non-organic. I don't know what planet you live on. There's a massive difference, chemical versus non-chemical. I hate to say it, when they do this test and they're like, there's no difference between organic and non-organic food. They're looking at like the amount of vitamin C in an organic orange is the same as the vitamin C in a non-organic orange. That doesn't mean it's healthy. It just means the food is still food. But the difference is the non-organic orange is massively sprayed with pesticides and fungicides and this side and that side, and you don't want that. Okay, so if you eat non-organic food, your likelihood of agricultural pesticide levels climb. Consumer products, well, of course, it's what you're using. Deodorants are loaded with aluminum, many of them, and it's known to cause brain damage and other things. And then we have, mascara and concealers and eyeliners for the ladies. We have colognes and lotions and whatever, hairsprays and hair gels and all this stuff. Just think of this. If you wouldn't put it in your mouth and swallow it, don't put it on your body. It's really that simple. I would not recommend ingesting a tube of standard toothpaste because, there's a lot of chemicals in it, including sodium lauryl sulfate and fluoride, which is a known carcinogen. So if you wanted to eat your toothpaste, you can eat my toothpaste. It's coconut oil and baking soda, just blub, blub, with a little bit of activated charcoal to add a natural teeth whitening. So can you eat my toothpaste and be fine? Yeah. If anything, it might help you heal. But if you eat Crest or Colgate or whatever these companies are, good luck. You're going to have to go to the ER and get pumped out. And look at your toothpaste, guys. It has a drug fact warning. Caution, do not eat this toothpaste. Spit it out because it's so toxic. If you ate it, you would have to go to the emergency room and they would have to pump you full of charcoal to get it out of you. Just think. If you can't eat it, don't put it on you. Well, Dr. Ernst, what about mascara? That's gross. Should I eat mascara? No, don't use mascara. Well, oh my gosh, I shut out 55% of the population of people listening. No, my wife has a non-toxic mascara that she uses. Hey, chat us up in the chat below. We are live streaming. You can text over your question. What's the non-toxic beauty products? If you want, or you can just join us for an event that we're doing on the 13th of April, and I'll show you all of it for free. Hey, if you'd like to do that, it's 704-906-2094. It is a call line, so you can call it. It's also a text line, and that's what most people do today. They text, right? So just name, phone number, and the phrase health, or fat, sick, and tired, no more, or I need help. Just send us your name, your phone number, your email, and we'll know who you are and why you're texting. Okay, so we talked about we're either breathing it in or bathing in it. We're either eating it or we're putting it on us. Okay, so let's just stop doing all that. All right, so how on earth does the human body get rid of toxins? This is a great question. And look, we were built with several major detox systems. Number one, your liver. The whole purpose of your liver is to detox. If you don't believe me, just think about it like this. When you drink alcohol and someone says, oh man, you can really, take the alcohol. You don't seem to get as wasted as other people. You can drink a whole bottle of wine without even feeling it. And the person will say, yeah, I've got a really strong liver. True to a degree, except their liver's an absolute mess because of all the alcohol. But what it means is they have a really active cytochrome P450 enzyme, which is the enzyme we use to denature alcohol. So if you have high cytochrome P450 activation, you can handle a few drinks without being inebriated. But if you have really low cytochrome P450, which some people do, it's like you smell someone's drink and you're already wasted. So your liver is designed to detox, metabolize, and turn things that are toxic into things that can be excreted. That is truly the purpose of your liver. Blood flows through your liver more than almost any organ in your entire body. And in fact, your liver holds a tremendous amount of blood inside of it. And the purpose is to clean your blood. See, most people think your kidneys clean your blood, but they get rid of water-soluble toxins that your liver created in the first place. So a PFOA, for example, must be, I know it's weird to say this, conjugated or glucuronadated. It's terms to say created to become water-soluble. And then the PFOA is now seen by the kidney and excreted. This is great news if it happens. So your liver's job is to tag toxins to be either fat-soluble eliminated through your stool or water-soluble eliminated through your kidney. We're going to keep it as simple as that. I don't want to go too deep, but there's two phases. Phase one is where we convert the toxin into an intermediate. So we take the PFOA and we turn it to PFO, something in the middle. And phase two is when we say, do we make it water-soluble or fat-soluble? Guys, it's that easy. So let's use an analogy. For those of you who are on the live stream, This iPhone charger is toxic. And to the human body, it would kill you. So your liver says, wait a second, I see it. It goes, I'm going to clip the prongs off the back. So I've now done phase 1. I have made it into something different. And then number 2, it goes tag for water-soluble elimination. And then the kidney sees it and says, whoa, you come out, and it goes to the toilet. That is a working detox system. Can you overwhelm this if you have a lot of them? Sure, if there's a ton of these floating around and the liver's like, I can do 12 a day and I see 56, there's going to be a problem. And it starts to accumulate toxins. Then we see fatty liver. Then we see high cholesterol. Then we see gallstones. Then we see bile backup. Then we see your eyes starting to get dark. Then we see your eyes starting to get yellow. Then we see your skin turning yellow. Then we say you have jaundice. Then we think your liver's failing. Then we think you need a new liver. Do you see how it works? It's just a path, guys. Kidneys. Do our kidneys get rid of toxins? I just told you they do. They look for water-soluble toxins for elimination. Truly, the sole purpose of your kidney is to filter toxins and waste products that are water-soluble from your blood and create something called urine. So excessive toxic exposure may actually damage the kidney itself. Thus, your filtration rate goes way down. And I hate to say this, I am seeing more and more and more people in early stage kidney failure according to their basic blood exam. According to the National Kidney Foundation, a GFR must be 100 or higher to be normal. So if it's, say, like 90 or 89, that's stage 1 concern. If it's like 75, that's stage 2 concern. Early detectable renal issues. Medically, we don't freak out. And I say we, I'm not a medical doctor, but those who study medicine, you don't have to be a medical doctor to study medicine. You can study medicine if you want to. And you'll know that a GFR less than 59 is considered renal damage. And if it gets down into like the 15s, it's like kidney failure. So can you be at 75 and have your medical doctor say, you're good, but you're actually on the path? Yes. Okay, so kidneys need to work, liver needs to work. I know it's going to sound strange, but your lungs actually do detox. The lungs are a barrier a bit against all those inhaled toxins. They filter out particles and harmful gases that we breathe. So when you're, that is basically your body saying, form up a mucus, let's get it out. So if you have a constant low-grade cough, congestion, whatever, toxins are causing that. Prolonged exposures, of course, can lead to damage. We see things like asthma, we see COPD, even cancers of the tissue itself. So we don't want that. And then watch this. Toxins themselves can actually overwhelm the lungs. I'm about to sneeze. Here it comes. Ooh, I pushed it. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. And guess what? You can actually cause damage to the lung tissues. Your lungs do exhale one of the greatest toxins that cause massive problems, carbon dioxide. If we don't breathe out the CO2, it stays in our blood and we become acidic, known as metabolic acidosis, which can damage your organs. So without your lungs and you exhaling carbon dioxide, you would be toxic. You would become carbonated. You would become acidic. And of course, our skin, the largest organ we have. Thank you, skin, for all the hard work you do for me. And some of you are like, ugh, my skin looks terrible. It's wrinkly, it's pus-like, and it's crackly, and it's psoriatic, and it's eczema. Toxic, because your skin is trying to get rid of those toxins. The skin serves as a major detox pathway because A, you sweat through it. B, you can push toxins through it. So psoriasis and eczema and rashes are all toxins coming out through the skin. It can actually help you to express viruses, warts, or bacteria, acne, and other conditions. Certain toxins can also be absorbed through the skin. So if I'm putting on my disgusting lotion that's full of chemicals that I can't pronounce, again, if you can't squirt the lotion in your mouth and swallow it, don't put it on your skin. What kind of lotion do I use? Avocado oil, period. Just rub that oil all over, right? Let it soak in. And guess what? Major hydrator for your skin. Very inexpensive. And it works 1,000 times better than all the Regenerist creams and the lotions you guys are buying. So now that we know where toxins come from and we know where they're being exposed, now we got to talk about how to get rid of them. And that's what we're going to do when we come back from this commercial break. Hey, take a moment and text your name, your email, and your phone to 704-906-2094. That's 704-906-2094. Free ebook, free event on the 13th. And stick around. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Trust me, the best is yet to come. Hey, this is Dr. Ernst, host of the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. And I have a question for you. Do you find that often you are anxious, bloated, maybe a little depressed? Perhaps your hair's been falling out, or your cholesterol's high, or your blood sugar's high. Maybe you have back pain, neck pain, joint pain, or palpitations, skin issues, difficulty losing weight, trouble focusing, hormone issues, fatigue, depression, anxiety, insomnia. All of these are symptoms of what is known as a thyroid metabolic disorder. That doesn't mean hypothyroid. It doesn't mean diagnosed. It just means you might fall in the 90% group of people who have these symptoms and their doctors say, your thyroid is fine, but yet it might not be. If you'd like to learn how to destroy these symptoms and have vibrance, life, energy, and vitality, download my free ebook, Thyroid, Heal Thyself, by texting your name and your email to 704-906-2094.
What if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind. How can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
How many calories are in our wines? Generally, calories in wine can vary, from around 95 to over 200, depending on the alcohol and sugar content of the wine. Now, unfortunately, since there are no nutritional labels required on wine bottles, it can actually be very hard to tell the true calorie content of your glass. Since our wines have less than 12.5% alcohol by volume, each glass of our pure natural wine has roughly 95 to 135 calories.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celient Sleep Recovery. Our Celient Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Celient technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Celient infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Celient. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Celient has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Celient sleep recovery products today. Celient. Recycle your body's energy.
Good afternoon. Hey, welcome back. You're tuned in and listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. My name is Dr. Ernst, and we are continuing a lively conversation about why am I so fat, sick, and tired. 2 weeks ago, I discussed it could be an underdiagnosed metabolic disorder known as metabolic hypothyroidism, meaning you haven't been diagnosed, but you have an underactive thyroid, and you would never know because the doctors don't look at the correct numbers in the first place. Last week, we discussed, hey, you might have a leaky gut that's making you fat, sick, and tired. And today, we're talking about how toxins and your exposures throughout your life leading up to the accumulative bucket effect, the fact that you can only hold so much before things overflow, causes a toxic reaction and a cascade that leads to fat, sick, and tired. We've been spending some time giving away free ebooks. Guys, I'm telling you, everything you need for energy, vitality, weight loss is inside this ebook. It is called Thyroid Heal Thyself, but you have to remember 90% of people who are overweight, tired, and just hate their physical health have a metabolic thyroid issue causing their dysfunction. And so we're giving the ebook away to teach you more, educate you, show you what you can do. There's a 3-step guide in the ebook for free. There's diets and supplements and even recommendations that you can start now, free. All you have to do is pick up your phone and send a text to 704-906-2094. We need your name, your phone number, and your email. We need all three, and it's just that simple, 704-906-2094. If you're on a live stream, there should be a link in the description that lets you just go straight to the registration page. Ebook will be sent to you. Everything is sent to you. All right. How do toxins make us fat, sick, and tired? We discussed before the top of the hour that your kidneys, your liver, your respiratory system, and your skin is how all this stuff comes out. So if they are clogged, if your detox pathways are inefficient, they're not working fully, I want you to think of it as, why is the toilet overflowing when I keep flushing? Well, there must be a clog. And this is gross, but depending upon what was in the toilet before it was clogged, that overflows. And if you're knowing where I'm going with this, yeah, that's gross. So it's the same way for our health. You might have carcinogens or obesogens or pesticides or heavy metals or fungicides. Listen, there's so many toxins. A virus is technically a toxin. A bacteria, a mold, it's a toxin. So let's talk about some of the disgusting ones, only because you guys are not going to like my conversation with this, and I can help you to be better. Obesogens, by definition, are chemicals that promote weight gain. And you might be like, oh, thank God, someone's finally telling me what chemicals are making me gain weight. Well, it's a chemical that will disrupt your energy balance. It can lead to an increased appetite, reduced energy expenditures, impaired fat metabolism, and you ready for this? Bom, bom, bom. The number one obesogen is toxic heavy metals, mercury, lead, aluminum, cadmium, arsenic, barium, you name it. Exposure to obesogens throughout your life can lead to issues like obesity, diabetes, heart disease, etc., etc., etc. Then we have what are called endocrine disruptors. This is basically everything you can think of that's toxic. Different than an obesogen, an endocrine disruptor messes up the receptor of the hormone. So I'm going to use an analogy. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, that is a USB dongle that allows me to plug in an iPhone or any iDevice. See how there's a receiving system here? While I don't have currently a standard USB, because now everything is USB-C, you get the idea though. If the USB is supposed to go in and connect, and this is a hormone, then the activation of that system works. So if this is thyroid hormone floating around and it has to go ka-clink and then it goes boom and turns on your cells, it only works if the hormone receptor is open. What's an endocrine disruptor? Well, let's think of it as that. Okay, this little screen wipe is an endocrine disruptor. So what it does is it goes yoink and it gets on top of the receptor and it sticks to it like nasty sticky stuff, almost like super glue or some sort of like, I don't know, what's something that's annoying. You know that little sticky tape stuff and it gets stuck to your fingers and you're like, ah. Okay, so look, here's the same hormone and it's floating around. Thyroid hormone says lose weight and feel great, and I can't land because there's something in the way, so I can't get on there. I'm disrupting the endocrine system. Do you get it? So what is an endocrine disruptor? Everything. Bisphenol A, phthalates, PFOAs, POPs, persistent organic pollutants, heavy metals, toxins, etc., viruses, bacteria. Anything can disrupt your hormones. Some common obesogens, ready for this, and their sources. BPA, plastic food containers, plastic wrapping, thermal receipts. That's a receipt that comes out of a printer that needs no ink. So think like gas stations. When you pick up your receipts and you're like looking at it, you're absorbing some bisphenols in that. Phthalates are also found in plastics, but typically it's in your personal care products, like your lotions, potions, and creams. POPs, hey, love it. Someone's texting in saying they want the ebook. Again, if you want to do that text, real simple, your name, your email, the word help or health or thyroid or emergency, I don't know, whatever you want, 704-906-2094, and we'll send you the ebook. And we'll send you the information for the masterclass. Okay, so because people are texting in. All right, so persistent organic pollutants. Guys, these are the big ones. Polychlorinated bisphenols, the PCBs, the HPAAs, the hexavalent chromiums, all that nasty stuff that is around forever because we have destroyed the earth. These are endocrine disruptors and obesogens. What we have learned is that people with high levels of toxic exposure have issues with their energy and their weight. So strategies to get rid of this stuff is get away from it in the first place. Clean your water, clean your food, stop using plastics around your house. Don't put food in plastic containers, use glass. Use some supportive detox methods, herbal flushes for your liver and your kidneys. Meet with a holistic functional coach that can help you. Get some blood work done to look for your toxins. We have panels that can find how many metals do you have and how many POPs and PFOAs and pesticides. It's a urine test, guys. It's quite simple. Let me give you some analogies as to why you should do this. Ready? Bisphenol A and weight gain. A study was published in the Journal of Environmental Health where they followed adults over a 6-year period. Ready for this? 6 years. And they found that urinary bisphenol A was associated with people who were overweight such that the heavier you were and the more difficulty you had losing weight, the more BPA they found in your urine. Go figure. Phthalates. Ready for this? Research done at the University of Michigan School of Public Health found that if you had high levels of phthalates in your urine, you had more likelihood of having type 2 diabetes and a waist that was greater than 38 inches. What do you know? Polychlorinated bisphenols, a longitudinal study that was conducted in a population exposed to high levels of PCBs through contaminated fish, found that individuals with high levels of PCBs developed obesity and metabolic syndrome. And if you don't know this, the various lakes in the Charlotte area have these massive signs that say, do not eat the fish from these lakes. Mountain Island and Lake Norman, because they have PCBs in the fish. Why? Well, we have industrial plants like nuclear and coal connected to our water supply. Listen to this one. Organophosphate pesticides. This is nasty stuff, guys. A study that was published in the Environmental Health Perspectives examined the association between urinary levels of organophosphates and weight gain in children. This is fascinating. high levels of pesticides exposure was increased fat over time, meaning pesticides disrupt a metabolic process known as hormone signaling, which can change how a child's weight is distributed and or kept versus burned. As you may know, children are not supposed to be overweight typically. You don't find very many obese 7-year-olds unless they've been exposed to organophosphates, PCBs, phthalates, and guys, I hate to say this stuff is everywhere. There's even studies connecting diabetes to toxins. I'm running shy on time, so if you want my show notes, you're going to have to text us. Ready? Diabetes and toxins, bisphenol A connected to diabetes, phthalates connected to diabetes, heavy metals, lead, mercury, arsenic, diabetes. Why? They disrupt the insulin receptor. So in order for insulin to work, it has to go click, 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 and land on the receptor. Then the hormone goes zoop, and then the sugar moves into the cell. So if this is blocked, the receptor on the hormone can't land and it doesn't send the signal. Yes, you do need to watch our live stream. Head on over to AskDrErnst.com and then click on health resources and click on live streaming. There we are. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Dailymotion, Rumble. We're on everything that will accept our stream keys from that camera right there. I'm pointing right at the live camera. Cardiovascular disease, bisphenol A's, increased risk of coronary artery disease. Phthalates, increased risk of coronary artery disease. Heavy metals, lead specifically has been associated with hypertension, atherosclerosis, oxidative stress, endothelial dysfunction, thrombosis, and even death from heart attacks. Autoimmune disorders, you ask, right? What about my autoimmune thyroid or my psoriasis? Bisphenol A has been connected to autoimmune disease. Phthalates connected to autoimmune disease. Heavy metals like mercury, which has been linked to a major root cause of Hashimoto's autoimmune thyroid, which can trigger an autoimmune reaction, making somebody's thyroid levels go down because you attack the mercury, not the thyroid. Let's go through some famous people who have talked about this so you don't just think it's coming from me. Dr. Sarah Johnson, an environmental health specialist, specializes in environmental toxicity and its impact on human health. She discusses in an article published the scientific evidence linking environmental toxins to health conditions and the fact that you must decrease your toxic exposure to be healthy. Listen to this. Dr. David Lee, a functional medicine physician who specializes in integrative and functional medicine, says, quote, ready for this? This is an MD. The role of detoxification pathways in the human body is very important, and supporting these pathways through dietary and lifestyle interventions can mitigate the effects of environmental toxins. What is he saying, Doc? Dr. David Lee, you need to detox, otherwise you're not going to make it. Listen to Dr. Rachel Shen, a medical endocrinologist. Dr. Shen, C-H-E-N. That's tough to say. Dr. Rachel Shen, C-H-E-N, endocrinologist, says, ready for this? Hormonal effects of toxins such as BPAs and phthalates provide recommendations for us to reduce exposures to help people with hormonal imbalance. What? That's incredible. So what are some strategies we can use in these next 10 minutes to minimize our exposures to toxins? Number one, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I think I have 10, if I remember right, 10 for 10 minutes. Number one, choose organic foods. You must, in a day like today, stop eating foods that are sprayed with all that crap. And we want to be careful because it's not just organic produce. See, so many people are like, oh, I eat organic apples and I eat organic fruit and I eat organic spinach, but my meat is not organic and my beverages are not organic. You know, so be careful, right? The proteins and the fats and the carbs you eat all must be organic. Dr. Ernst, it costs too much. Well, you know, the last time I checked the cost of a liver transplant, I think going organic is pretty cheap. Just saying. Filter your water, please. Like, for the love of God, more so than just a Brita or a Pure or my refrigerator filter. Man, I hear it so often. Dr. Ernst, I use filtered water through my refrigerator. Yeah, that little tiny thing about this big just removes chlorine. A whole house filter is about the size of me. It's a good 5.5 foot tall, about yay big around, at least 2 feet across, packed with bone chars and carbon and zeolites and all kinds of things. And if you need help with a water filter, again, our great and glorious, I'll call them affiliates, okay? They do help us do this show. I don't know if you guys know this or not. This isn't free for me to be here on Saturday. Wouldn't it be great if WBT said, hey, Dr. Ernst, come and spend an hour with all of our listeners and we'll pay you. Instead, I pay them to teach you, which is no big deal. It's totally fine. I love doing this. But Gary and Zach help us offset the cost of this show by running commercials during our show. So Greenfield Water is a great resource, greenfieldwater.com. Check them out. Consider pinging with them. You do, as an Ask Dr. Ernst listener, get 10% off any system you buy with them. And I highly recommend their mega system, which removes 99.999% of everything I talked about, including hexavalent chromium, the PFOAs, the POPs, the PCBs, the DDD, blah, 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 blah. It removes it all. Number 3, stop using plastic. For the love of God, don't put food in Ziploc bags. Don't put food in plastic Ziploc Tupperwares or Tupperware in general. Avoid it. Like the plague, it needs to be stainless steel or glass. Do they make stainless steel containers for your food? Yep. Do they make glass containers called Pyrex, right? Use natural cleaning products. Get rid of all the chemically laden household products and start using things like baking soda, vinegar, essential oils, coconut oils, avocado oils. Trust me on this. Okay. If you need help, go to AskDrErnst.com. Then hover over healing recipes and go to household products. Toothpastes and laundry soaps and everything. It's all there. Free. Guys, we do this as a public service for you to get free information so you can heal yourself. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minimize the exposure to personal care products. Okay? Shampoos, soaps, cosmetics, beauty products, most of them have parabens, phthalates, and other synthetic fragrances. Instead, just start making your own. I should have numbered these. I have the bullet points. Number 6, avoid non-toxic cookware. Non-stick cookware. Stay as far as you can from these PFAS, polyfluorinated alkylated substances, even the hexclads, guys. I hate to say it. Gordon Ramsay is getting paid to use those pots. Don't think that it's like the best just because of that. Hexclad, non-stick, it's literally poison on this planet and in your food. Okay? If an egg can slide right off the pan, it should slide right into the trash. What do we use? Stainless steel, cast iron, or ceramic to help reduce your exposures. Make sure you're ventilating your air. Open the windows. Get all those chemicals and the fumes and all this stuff out. Off-gassing furnitures and carpets. You need exhaust fans to be running in your kitchens, in your bathrooms. It also helps to get rid of mold, just so you know. So when you're taking a shower, you must turn on that exhaust fan to pull the moisture out of your rooms so they get outside and you start to vent your house. I would recommend on these kind of like springish days, open the windows and run your system's fan, not the AC or the heat, but just have the fan going. You can make your HVAC system just run a fan to circulate the air in your house and get it out the windows and get new air in. Hey, if you have what's called a forced air exchange system, that's even better. That's where your HVAC unit pulls the air from outside and pushes it inside rather than constantly circulating the same air. Again, be mindful of the products you use. Fragrance-free, low VOC, paints, varnishes, adhesives. When you're at Lowe's, like they do this stuff. They have paint that has no volatile compounds in it compared to stinky, smelly paints and glues and stains and whatever. Lastly, guys, you must support your detox systems. You must. Your liver is literally screaming at you going, oh, you haven't cleaned me out in years. Okay, you change your oil filters and your oil every X number of thousands of miles. When have you changed your body filter? Most of you have never done this. And those of you who have didn't do it right. Well, I did the master cleanse at the beginning of the new year, Dr. Ernst. Like my kidneys are squeaky clean. No, they're not. The master cleanse is just lemon juice, cayenne pepper, maple syrup, and water. That's not a cleanse. That's just a nice beverage that tastes decent and spicy, but sweet at the same time. You can't cleanse yourself with maple syrup. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. Maple syrup is sugar. No cleansing that I know of, no detoxing that I know of says drink liquid sugar and you'll get healthier. Sorry, master cleansers. I didn't mean to burst the bubble. What about those of you who are like, no. I went to the vitamin shop and I bought a 14-day detox. Cool, but 14 days against 50 years? Good luck with that one. Detoxing needs to be every single day. I take a daily detoxifier. Guess what it's called? Daily detox. I also do something called cytodetox. Your cells are cytological. They have a cytology, the liquid inside of them. I want to detox my cells. So I put 10 drops of this liquid called cytodetox under my tongue for 2 weeks out of the 4 weeks of the month, every month. And I've been doing that for 17 years. Why am I doing it for so long? Because we're always exposed. Heck, when I go to my friend's house and their house smells of new paint and new car and new furniture, it's toxins. They're happily inhaling them and wondering why they are so sick and fat and tired. And here I am going, y'all don't smell this? Make sure you drink plenty of water. One of the greatest ways to detox is just flush your body. There are some challenges out there that say try to drink as an adult 1 gallon of water a day and watch your health improve if you do it for 30 days. It's a good advice, but it's not a detox. It's just a flush. Herbal teas. So red raspberry leaf and chamomile and, milk thistle and licorice and dandelion. These are all great, but I'm going to burst a bubble. If you drink dandelion tea every day for 30 days, you're not detoxing. You're just flushing. What is a detox then, Dr. Ernst? How am I supposed to know if I'm detoxing? By definition, a detox means to identify the toxins and get rid of it, thus detox. Find the toxin that's causing the problem and remove it. In order to detox, you must test yourself for your toxic load and identify what is the toxin. Then you must take a binding agent specific to that toxin. So let me give you an analogy. If I test myself for lead and my lead comes back high, I can now detox my lead, but I don't drink dandelion tea to do that, nor do I take spirulina and chlorella in my smoothies and say, I am lead detoxing. No, you take EDTA or DMSA targeted through a physician and you monitor your lead levels every 90 days by repeating tests. Oh, Dr. Ernst, that sounds expensive. So does a liver transplant or new kidneys when they go out on you. It's actually very inexpensive, guys. I detox for $80 for a 90-day supply of cellular detoxification. I run a lab once a year to determine my toxic loads. It costs $200. So for $280 every 90 days, 8 times 4, $240 for about $500 a year, I know what I have and I get rid of it and I confirm that it's gone. Some of you spend that much on stupid stuff. I'm just going to say it. $500. You might go, oh my God, $500. There's no way. But take 500 divided by 12 and you'll find out per month it's not that much. Watch this. Take 500 divided by 52, the number of weeks to the year, and it's really not that much. And if you really want to have fun, take 500 and divide by 365. And guess what? When you do this, you're going to realize you have way more power than you thought, way more ability than you thought, because when you do the math, and I'm sorry, I'm looking for a calculator, 500 divided by 365 is only $1.36 a day. Are you saying to me you can't afford $1.36 to keep yourself squeaky clean so you don't get heart disease, cancer, diabetes, MS, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and all the other crud that comes from toxins? If that's the case, we can just call this show now. But if you're going, what? For only $1.36 a day, I can get my health back? Text your name, 704-906-2094, and your email. And guys, my show time is out. But don't forget, I'm here every Saturday at 3 o'clock and streaming online at all channels with the Ask Dr. Ernst key. I'll see you next week. Be blessed. Bye-bye.